Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. So this video I'll be wrapping up my 2019 season as a natural competitive junior bodybuilder. Without further ado, let's get started. So I started prep at 207 pounds. It was 25 weeks out from my show. A little fluffy, but not too bad of a start position. Last year, the year prior, which was last year, I started prepping at 232 pounds. So in comparison, not bad at all. I think the total fat loss, or the total weight loss, should I say, was around about 37 pounds. Because I ended up competing at 168 to 170 as my lowest weigh-ins. Yeah, so I believe we had to push up quite fast in the months prior because I had a couple of months off training and we didn't have too long to gain and recover the muscle back. So we pushed the weight quite fast, but the composition wasn't really in a bad position at all. We were actually in quite a decent position to start. So the peak of the macros from that gaining phase were 700 grams of carbs, 60 grams of fats and 200 grams of protein, making it to 4,100 calories. And we dropped it down as a nice big drop at 475 grams of carbs, 60 grams of fats and 225 grams of protein, making it 3,300 calories. Nice big start, so we can have a nice aggressive start for the prep, so we're not taking things too slow. It's better to go aggressive at the start of the prep rather than towards the end, because you have more fat on your physique and your chances of retaining muscle is a lot greater than when you're stage lean. And a lot of people do vice versa. A lot of people sort of rush at the end to get into stage condition, but if you do vice versa, I believe it works out better. So the prep going into the first show for the first 25 weeks, it was just get myself into a nice routine, a nice little groundhog day, which I enjoy, and which is easy, where I'm able to tick all the boxes. I was on 5 lots of cardio, I believe, taking your hip beam beforehand, 15 milligrams. And do you know what? It was relatively easy. I wasn't really hungry. I wasn't really tired. And I got into some alright condition for my first show. And this, I would believe, was already leaner than I got in my previous season, which was a win. And I got there a lot easier. So I'm very happy with that. And that in itself is a win. So my first show was the BNBF Midlands, and we peaked very easily. So the first half of the peak we were digging, and then the second half we started lowering down exertion and bringing up the food and tapering that up, which you know, I was able to fill up quite easily doing that, and it wasn't too bad at all. I believe carbs went to 450 and we loaded on, which isn't really too high, but it was enough to fill me up. The show itself was a great show. I had lots of fun. That was the first time I returned to stage, first time in 3 years. So yeah, I was just very excited to just get back on there. A lot of great juniors in that show, and it really set the tone for the year. I was fortunate enough to win, which was awesome. And I got a wicked reception on my routine, which just made me feel all lovely inside. That was great. It was so good, so good. I loved it. So my second show was only 2 weeks after. So we had about a week and a half of digging, and the second half of the peak we had the similar approach because it worked last time. So the first half of the peak we just dug, and the second half of the peak we started filling up. and bringing down expenditure. And yeah, we filled up quite nicely, and we ended up bringing a little bit extra detail from the first qualifier, and probably some more fullness. This was one of my favourite looks of the year. I was very happy with this. This show was the UKD FBA Northern. I was very, very happy with how it went. On the actual day though, I'm telling a lie saying the peak went great. The peak did go great until the actual day. And then I had severe diarrhea of the rear. Oh dear. It was not good on the day. Well, it was in the night, and then I woke up on the day and I was just awful. I was so ill. I was just so ill. It was terrible. It was terrible. And Molly had to drag me out of bed. And I was being spoon-fed my oats, which just, you know, leading up to the show, I had a great love for these oats. On the day of the show, it was like I had peak off-season appetite. It was horrendous. I just didn't want those oats in my mouth. I didn't want to eat. I just didn't want to eat. I had a really, really bad headache. I think that was the worst of it all, was the headache. And then I was like, I don't feel good for this show, but I'm going to do it because I spent a lot of time prepping for this show, and I really, really want to qualify. So, fortunately, I ended up getting better throughout the day, and we competed, and I was fortunate enough to take the win. Again, some great juniors, great juniors. So I'm very happy with that, how that day went. But it was quite interesting, the standard of juniors, and it really set the tone for the rest of the year, because all the other qualifiers were being pretty much jam-packed with really good juniors. So I really knew I had a tough battle for these finals that I qualified for. So going into the third show, there was 3 weeks in between. So what we did, we were digging again for the fat loss for more detail, and we ended up digging, and we're having refeeds on the Friday and Saturday to keep fullness and to stop the physique from just dying. Up till then, I was doing cardio on a Stairmaster, which did its job, but we took it out because my legs were just starting to get inflamed. Very easy, very easy. So we took it out and we replaced it with a cross trainer instead. During this time, it was quite stressful going into this next show, because I was moving house, and that's just very stressful. But it wasn't too bad. But this is when I actually started feeling I was on prep. So by the time we started the peak week, I was so flat. I just looked like I was going to say a big flaccid penis, but no, I just looked like a small flaccid penis, actually. It just was not good. Was not good at all. I looked like a kid. So flat. But the physique started fading, and it came out of nowhere. Like, we had the refeed on the Saturday and Sunday. Oh, the fullness isn't too bad. And then come the Monday, boom. It was just gone. Just gone. All the fullness was gone. At the start of the week, I was absolutely exhausted. Just fucked. And my calories weren't even that low. My calories weren't that low at all. They were 2,260, which wasn't that low. Like, my carbs were 275, and that was the lowest my calories got to. But I just felt it. And this was where my physique just started saying, fuck off, stop dieting, stop being in a deficit. At this point, I've been dieting for like 30 weeks. 30 weeks. So it was a very long time. But yeah, we managed to fill back up by the end of the week, and it was all great. And we competed, and this was for the BNBF final. We competed over in Perth in Scotland. It was a great trip. Had a great time. Just being in Scotland was just an experience in itself. And it was a very, very, very tough junior lineup. Like, I could not believe the standard. Could not believe the standard. Apparently, it was the toughest junior lineup they've seen, which was ridiculous. So I ended up taking third place in that. Obviously, I wanted the first, of course. I think every competitor there wanted the first. But you know, the 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 two guys who beat me were just exceptional. Like the whole lineup was exceptional. So I'm happy with third. Third was good. And yeah, I enjoyed my time in Scotland. What we noticed was the day after the competition, I looked even fuller, which gave us the feedback that we were able to push further. Us being me and AJ, and you know, after that, because my physique told me to fuck off the week prior, we didn't want to risk any digging. We didn't want it to fade or anything, and we started reversing the calories, and it was going well, and the fullness was being held. And then at the start of the peak week, my physique just went flat. All of a sudden, it was like, nah, don't want these calories anymore. I need more, and it was so annoying. So my physique just sort of just went faded on the calories that I was reversing on. So it took a lot of food to fill up. A lot of food. So we started filling up at the start of the week, and we started at 450, and then I think we jumped in increments of 50 grams of carbs each week, and then by the time I think we were on like 650 carbs, and that was the highest we got to. Bear in mind, we started peaking throughout the whole week, and like as each show went on, I believe the peaks just went harder, especially for the finals. Again, I was just fucked. Going into this show. But you know, this is the end of prep, and this is the dog end of prep. This is what you're supposed to feel like. Like, sessions just felt flaccid, just could not get a pump, and yeah, I was just a walking erectile dysfunction, really. But yeah, we managed to fill up quite nicely. I think this was one of the fullest looks we've had. We managed to take away because I was holding a bit of water retention at the start. We managed to take away a lot of that water retention, and by the time we competed, again, you know, great. We had a good look, but there was a great junior lineup. Just incredible, just truly incredible, and it's sort of very exciting for the natural junior standard, because it's just getting better each year. So we ended up taking second in that one. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be fully honest now with you guys. That was very painful, because that was the show. 3 years prior, I won as a teen, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna win as a junior. Spent those 3 years training for it, you know, first place. All my eggs were in this basket, and yeah, I got second place. Initially, I did see it, I was like, you know, I failed. But, you know, I came second. Now a lot of people were like, yo, you came second. I was like, fair enough, yeah, okay. Just giving you an overview on what I thought about the season. I thought it was great. I thought it was a really good season. Okay, may have not got the exact results that we wanted, but we can't always do that. That's absolutely fine. I gained a lot of this from this, a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience. My posing's improved, my perception on bodybuilding has gotten better. I've learnt a lot of things. I've met a lot of great people. I've got more time on the stage. I had a great time. I was able to just go to places, travel to places. Again, just meeting a lot of people within the industry was great, and just being able to compete again was just great. And do you know what? Even though, despite just coming off prep, I miss it a lot. I do. because I had a great time. So my thoughts for this season, it was great, a good success. Massive credit to AJ for just being an awesome coach, and he did a very good job with myself this season. So this is one of the incentives is why we're going to carry on working. That is basically this season wrapped up, and I will be discussing my next plans in a video very soon. All right. See you later. If you like this video, like this video. If you haven't already, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.